And welcome to the Motor City Mad Mouth Show. My name is Scott Morgan, the Motor City Mad Mouth. And you know what? We have a new member of our crew, Tiffany Russell. And Tiffany, let the audience know exactly what you do and welcome to our show.
Hey, I'm Tiffany, maker of pretty things and all techie, nerdy things. I like helping small businesses build things that make their business run faster, more efficiently, and all the websites and logos and all those things that go with it too.
So I met her over at the Coral Springs Coconut Chamber of Commerce, and on Thursday, and we got to know each other. And when Lois Margolin told me about her, Tiffany and I hit it off real well. You know what? She's got the right personality to be on this show, but she can get through the wackiness that I have. And Steve has been right there from the beginning, and Candy's always there to make sure we research everything properly. Tiffany, to me, was an automatic fit. We're glad to have her on the Motor City Mad Mouth Show team here. With that said, we're going to break Tiffany in the right way, give that smile, give that wave, because I got plenty of things to talk about. Keep in mind, folks, I had a medical procedure today, so I'm on painkillers, but you wouldn't know that because I'm drinking this thing called key lime water, and that's taken away my mind off of what may happen after the sports exchange, which will be on at 9 o'clock p.m. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. I'm doing great. Yeah, all right. So let's talk about the 10 cheapest countries to visit in 2026. And thinking of the World Cup, you have the United States taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina, and they're one team. And guess what? The daily budget to go there is $35 to $55 a day. They rank at number 10. And here's another one. If you have eye problem, you'll think it's Alabama, but no, it's Albania. And I do have eye problems. All you need to look at my glasses. They are what they are. But the daily budget, $35 to $50. They come in at number 9. Number 8, India, $25 to $40. Want to see New Delhi and company? That's okay. Go ahead and go to India. They're number 8. Number 7, SIR Lanka. Daily budget, $25 to $40. I didn't know that's at. Steve probably knows more. He's been all over the world anyway. I have a long way to go to catch up with them. I've only been over to Europe twice, but SRI Lanka, $25 to $40. Indonesia, outside of Bali, budget, $25 to $40 daily. Bolivia, $25 to $35. So we're in that $25 and $35 range. For this one, they rank at number 5. For Cambodia, daily budget, $22 to $35. A lot of interesting greenery as I'm looking at this thing. Vietnam, of course, Steve, I was wondering why Cambodia and Vietnam were on this list. They're $20 to $35. Once upon a time, they were very popular destinations there because the military spent time there, among other things. Number 2 is Nepal, $15 to $25 daily budget. Okay. And I'm looking at the visuals, and boy, they got some interesting buildings over there. And last but not least, Laos, whatever, $15 to $25. All right, Steve, I've given you a list of all these bad boys. Is there any of those that appeals to you, since you probably might know a little bit more about some of these than I do?
Well, I mean, I've been to a couple of them, but yeah, I mean, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam. I mean, that's pretty cheap. So, but other than that, I mean, I've been to some of the Latin American ones, but just give me the good old USA right now.
You got it. And by the way,
I'm all about the USA this week.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Candy's taping the USA game against Bosnia and Herzegovina because I don't know whether I'm going to make it anyway. So, and I'll record it over the weekend for July 4th, where we have a different kind of football. All right, Tiffany, I gave you that group. What one intrigues you?
Is this sports?
What's that?
Is this sports?
I don't know, is that? Oh, I love it. That's a great response. No, actually, this is travel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
well, she might say that because of the World Cup connection tonight, so I know where she's going. I threw a curveball at her, and she handled it real well by throwing one back to me. Great stuff, Tiffany. Hey, Steve, just by looking at her first impression, you think she's going to fit in with this group?
Hey, well, you know what, Tiffany, I know nothing about soccer, so soccer and basketball are the two things that I was not put on this earth for. So you're not alone when it comes to this stuff.
Thank you.
See, Tiffany, this is what you're all about. Just don't worry, it's only getting started. I'm breaking you in really easy, Tiffany. So we get to death penalties and all that other good stuff. And
Yay. Those are my favorites.
well, what's that? Death penalties are?
Yeah, that's my favorite. My favorite topic, other than soccer. Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh, okay. I was wondering. I'll tell you, she's throwing me off. Don't worry, I'll throw
I'm
those
glad
at
you're
you.
pulling his.
She's pulling my string. Well, she was doing that last Thursday, Kenny. That's why she became part of this show, because she was doing it then. Not she's doing it now. Only a whole lot more people than a few of them are seeing it, because this is a worldwide audience. Is really what it is. Okay. So what do you think, Tiff? Any of them make sense? Stand out?
Oh yeah, all of them. I want to go everywhere.
Okay.
Let's
Then
go.
you know what I'll do, Tiffany? I'll go ahead and send you the screenshot. No, there's 10 of them, so you don't want me to do that. But okay. Or you can always listen and watch the broadcast again, though, and they're right down the list.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
You're the best, Tiffany. There's a reason why she's on the show. All right, Candy. Think Steve will give her one topic, she's blowing it away. Go ahead, Candy.
I guess, I mean, if I'm going to pick a couple, India would be on the list. The Taj Mahal, that's very famous. Those markets of delight. Colombia, South America. I actually have at least 2 of my employees are from Colombia.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, so it would be a place to go. I mean, they have such different, how should I put it? They have both mountainous regions, heights, and yet then they have beaches. So they have both of the different terrains and stuff like that. So I guess those would be the two out of the list that I could put on my.
Okay. Well, you know what? Since Tiffany was asking about a sports topic, I can't let her down. I really can't. And I won't, Tiffany. I promise. So here's what I'm going to do, because there's only one of them on this show. Anthony Davis has to wear protective eyewear the rest of his career. He's a center, obviously. He's currently playing for the Washington Wizards. The reason why he has eye surgery to repair a detached retina. I guess you can understand the reason, Steve, why he would end up having to wear one of those, a detached retina, a mask. I think that makes a whole lot of sense, don't you? Steve?
Yeah, detached retina is nothing to be, sneeze at. I mean, and one of my eye doctors told me I had one once, and when I went to have like a consultation for a surgery, the surgeon said, "Who told you have a detached retina?" I said, "My eye doctor," and he was like, "Go find another one." He's like, "You don't have a detached retina," so he's like, "Those are really serious." So I feel for the guy, because I was having issues with one of my eyes. It turns out it was something completely else, but yeah, I feel bad for the dude.
I mean, I personally have had a torn retina. I had to, once they saw it happen to me right then and there, they did emergency surgery when I was over at the doctor. And that was a pretty unexpected surprise I had to deal with. And I was supposed to drive the next day, but I had an important meeting. And luckily, and unfortunately, I'm coming up to a train crossing is what happened. And luckily, that fence went down, because I barely made it up to the fence, or I'd be history, HISTORY, but it's okay. I made it through. Candy didn't have to take the call in the back end. She just got it on the front end when I told her what happened. See, Tiffany, that's what she has to deal with, taking care of me. But anyways, let's back to the only sport topic you have to deal with tonight. Okay, that's Anthony Davis. Can you understand a guy over 7 foot getting whacked in the face and needing a mask?
Oh.
I'll tell you. Am I going to have to send you these topics in advance, or are you going to be okay with it?
Probably. No. You're just going to get ridiculous responses from me. That's all.
Oh, I'm always going to get ridiculous on this show. That's why I picked you on it. Only the second ones that make it on this show, and you were selected. Just like Rusty was selected as our cat. And
I know. Hey, good for Rusty.
Yeah, this cat goes ahead, everybody, and he goes ahead. 3 or 4 weeks later, he's a stray cat. Now all of a sudden, he's a famous cat on top of a calendar. Go figure. Because Candy is a user of photography. So, what do you think about Anthony Davis and the old protective eyewear?
Anthony Davis and his protective eyewear. Well, eye things creep me out, and my husband. So we're gonna stay away from eye things. I've never had any eye issues. I mean, clearly I'm perfect vision here. So No, I've always been almost nearly blind.
There you go.
Very
You
blind.
ever play center for an NBA team and you're getting whacked 9 million times with a bunch of elbows?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay,
No.
good. That's why this guy's in deep trouble. All right, Katie, don't worry, because she's just getting started, man. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. She's going to tell everybody when we do reconvene over there that if you don't, I mean, the only one who knows how wild I can be is Molly Murphy. Other than that, you're learning. Because she's been on this show a couple of times. She's actually done pretty well. But you know what? When I saw you last week, I said, we need to get her on a lot.
Are you regretting it yet?
Well, no, I'm not. Absolutely not. I'm enjoying every second. You know what usually happens though, Tiff? It takes somebody usually 1 or 2 shows to get used to the flow and the nature of it. Once they do get used to it, but you're gonna be all right. I
just stay the same forever.
I've been judging talent for 40 some odd years. If I didn't think you were any good, I wouldn't bring you on. That's okay. Right. In the eyes of Jimmy Walker of Good Times, you are dynamite. There you go.
There we go.
You remember that show? Remember that Good Time Dynamite?
Yeah, I think I watched it on TV Land every once in a while when I was.
Yeah. Well, I think moving on up is a Jefferson, but I don't think. I mean, whatever. But I'll tell you, it was a great show back in the day. Okay, Candy, go ahead. Let's talk about Anthony Davis. A lot more to get to here.
Kind of surprising that a center in the NBA, as tall as he is getting elbowed enough and hard enough that he gets a detached retina. But I understand it. Is it a look that everybody likes wearing those goggles? No. It's just something he's got to get used to. I guess at least he has time now to really like wear them a lot more now during the off season to really be able to, play and practice and live with wearing those kind of goggles because it is a different feel. So, but hey, Anthony Davis, he's in a stratosphere all on his own.
Okay. Well, now Tiffany's going to get really over the next 2 topics. Really blow her away. Ready for this, Steve? Oh my God! Okay. Dogs tilt their head because they're trying to understand what you're saying to them. All right, Steve. What do you think? Do they tilt their head when they're trying to figure out, understand what you're saying to them?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. That's a good one-liner. Okay. What do you think, Tiffany? You have a dog?
No, but trying to get a fence in this new house so we can get one little puppy.
Okay, nice. That's okay. All right. Candy?
I believe it because I think like when we're talking to our cats, there are times that he'll tilt one way or the other, or when we're talking to them and what they're saying. So yeah, I can understand that.
I do it.
Okay. Well, dogs listen, so I can understand.
Yeah, mine does it all the time. In fact, when Candy was playing the intro music, it was a good thing that everyone's mic is muted because he heard the intro music and he was in the backside of the house and he came bombing around the corner, barking up a storm, yelling at me and making that,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, ready for the next one, Tiff? Cows have best friends and feel stressed when they're separated through grooming, standing close together and vocalizing. So get this, they have best friends and feel stressed when they're separated. I'm telling you, so these animals are stressed because grooming, standing together, close together, vocalizing. Anybody get that? What do you think about that? Cows, don't worry, I got some crazier cow stories than this. I'm just breaking you in easy tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I get stressed when I'm away from my best friend or husband. I actually texted him today. I'm like, just so you know, I love you and I'm obsessed with you, and that's how I let him know I'm stressed.
What do you think, Steve? What do you think about the way cows do things?
Yeah, that's it.
I do things just like a cow. It's fine.
I guess we all have a little cow in us, right?
A little bit.
That's right.
Okay. Candy?
I'm not a big fan of cows, but I can understand how they would get stressed, because you're used to having your partner there, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like people. So
let's face it, cows they bond with their mom in the beginning, and just like everybody else. I mean, you're gonna have a best friend, and I can see where you'd be stressed without your best friend. I mean, most of the time, if you watch them, and if you come from an area where you've seen a lot of cows, typically you're not going to see one stranded off in the field by themselves. Most of the time you see them in bunches, whether it be 2 or 3 or a bunch of them together. You don't, unless they're trying to find food, then maybe they'll be separated. But yeah.
Cows have feelings too. They just look a lot different than any of us, but they still have feelings. They have brains.
And they're delicious.
Now, what show would be without a Donald Trump reference? Because we got one of them. Florida actually gives Donald Trump a prime Miami waterfront piece of real estate to call his future presidential library home. But Florida thought differently, and to update the story, they settled on a downtown Miami for the presidential library. What do you think about Donald Trump, Steve, getting a presidential library somewhere in Florida? And now it looks like downtown's the area.
Well, I mean, why put it in Miami? I mean, he's got like that whole big place where he lives, Mar-a-Lago. I mean, they don't have enough room over Mar-a-Lago to put his presidential library.
No, but they can name an airport after him.
Yeah. Well, they made him take the sign down at the Kennedy Center, but I mean, I don't have any issue with it. I mean, if they want to give him land in Miami, but why don't he? I mean, why don't? Is there no room at Mar-a-Lago? I would put it there. Maybe they don't want to ruin the golf course. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Candy can tell you right now, working up there, that don't get near there when it comes to the airport, because that'll cause traffic to be a lot more chaotic, right, Candy?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Tiffany, what are your thoughts about the president wanting his presidential library in Miami?
It's fine. I avoid Miami like the plague anyway, so I try not to go down there. I do not like driving in Miami, mainly because traffic, and I turn into a crazy person when I have to drive with other people in general. So I'm just going to avoid it, and he can do whatever he wants because he's the president anyway, right?
What a good great answer. I like it. Yeah.
I've got to be careful.
No. Hey, listen, you ever heard of the FCC, Tiffany?
I know you.
Huh?
I think you told me about this one, the FCC.
Oh, did I?
You have your own, right?
Yeah, the AG. I'll tell you, she's a great study, isn't she? The AG network, anything goes. That's why she's a
okay.
And just like Dennis Marook, when I told him, what was it? I told him, Candy, about great minds think alike, GMT. Dennis Marook went out there and he caught on. He's a former player for the Washington Capitals, and now he goes ahead technically. Great minds think alike. And now I got you as a AG person, so I've converted you nicely to this network. Like I said, you and Robert Redford will have something in common. You'll be the natural.
Dennis Marook?
Yeah, you know him?
I met him a long, long time ago when he was still a player.
Well, yeah, he's on my show every Thursday. You want to come on a Thursday show once in a while and join Sports Rap to go along with this?
Man, we'll talk about that.
We will.
Yeah, okay, I remember. Yeah, he played for the Caps. I remember him.
Yeah, he's a regular on our show.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
he's a good hockey player.
Yeah, I found him through LinkedIn. I'm telling you, I'm snapping up a lot of people from LinkedIn, except her. I found her at the chamber. I can't wait for Tiffany, her husband, and Candy and I to go out to eat. We'll have a good time for sure. But yeah, Dennis Marook's on our show. He's got a few weeks off because we're dealing with the World Cup right now. But we'll get you on with Dennis if you want to talk some hockey. And we got Ed McAndrew. We got a good group on there. All right, so Candy, what do you thought about the president in Miami?
So Florida officials in the Miami-Dade College Board of Trustees approved a plan to transfer a 2.63-acre multi-million-dollar parking lot in downtown Miami to the Donald J. Trump Presidential Library Foundation. However, the land giveaway is currently frozen by a court-ordered temporary injunction while the transaction faces ongoing legal challenges. The proposed site is a waterfront lot on Biscayne Boulevard, adjacent to the historic Freedom Tower. The lawsuits, its residents, students, and local historians have sued the state and Miami-Dade College to block the transfer. Trump's representatives have shared conceptual visions for the site that include a massive skyscraper, museum exhibits, and potential commercial space through construction, though construction remains halted until the lawsuits are resolved.
There you go. That's the
Yeah,
update.
because you got to protect those, parking lots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, don't worry, Tiffany. Don't look like anybody going through the library for a little while. It's left day. I'm holding it up.
Yeah, because those parking lots need to be saved.
Do people still read anymore, anyways?
What's
Seems
that?
like- it seems like no one reads anymore anyway. So
Exactly. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. You want to know an interesting place to go? I'll tell you one. Because there was an extremely rare pink dolphin spotted in Louisiana waters and amazes locals and scientists with its magical and extraordinary beauty. I've seen a picture of this thing, it's unbelievable. See, what do you think about a pink dolphin in Louisiana?
I love it. And quick story. I know I'm getting off on a tangent.
That's
I
okay.
rescued a pink dolphin in Bolivia.
Oh, did you really? No kidding.
Yeah, these kids had caught it in a net, and they had it tied to a dock. And make a long story short, there was like a river in Bolivia that ran through the middle of the country where they grow all the cocaine or whatever. But everybody lives on the river. There was no roads. And during rainy season, it got blocked. And me and my partner went down there with explosives. We were going to blow the blockage in the river so everyone could travel back and forth. Well, then we saw this pink dolphin, and I jumped in the water. And of course, at first he was freaking out because he didn't know what I was going to do. And then I cut the rope and I cut it around his snout. And it was really cool because he swam around me twice, like thanking me. And then he popped his head up. Boom, he was gone. So I love hearing stories about pink dolphins. That was my one good deed. I mean, I did a lot of bad stuff in my life, but that was one good thing. So,
all right, Tiffany, your thoughts about a pink dolphin?
I think it might be a publicity stunt by Lisa Frank. Have you guys ever heard of Lisa Frank?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's Lisa Frank. It's straight from their thing. So maybe it's just a publicity stunt.
Oh.
It's genius. Genius marketing, because they are coming back. Did you hear that they have a TikTok now?
Oh, no, I didn't know about that.
All my generation stuff. Like I grew up in the 90s off Lisa Frank. It was like on every notebook that I had in school. So it was the rage, as they say.
That's cool.
Well, you know what I'll do though, Tiff? Now that you mentioned that, I will send you the source where I did get it from. But you never know. What crazy nowadays in this.
It might be. I don't know. They go crazy with marketing very far. So.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, hey, listen, I'm not doubting you. But you know what I'm going to do after the show, Tiff? I'm going to actually send you this text and you can send me a nice love note afterwards. Right. Fake, real, whatever. Okay. Feedback is now that you have the four of us here, you can send me all kind of feedback you want, and then you can always tell me what you think the following week when we do this thing. All okay, right. Candy, what are your thoughts about the pink dolphin in Louisiana waters?
Louisiana's famous pinky is an extremely rare bubblegum pink bottlenose dolphin with albinism. First spotted in 2007, she resides in the brackish waters near Lake Charles and Cameron, Louisiana. Pinky is a female albino bottlenose dolphin. Her pink hue comes from a lack of skin pigmentation, which allows blood vessels to be seen beneath her skin. Although she has lived in the waters for nearly 2 decades, sightings are very random and unpredictable. But she has been known to, swim alongside boats and stuff like that. So she is real. But again, they don't see her very often. You just never know. And who would have thought an albino dolphin?
Yeah, pretty surreal stuff in that. Okay, well, there you go. But I'm going to still send Tiffany that screenshot anyways. And then she can give us her feedback anyways. It's okay. All right. Well, last year, August 17th, was the date that we can say rest in peace, Arizona's last survivor. Lou Conter, at the age of 102, was the last living voice of the USS Arizona. He has completed his long journey and rejoined his shipmates. Steve, well, sorry to hit you closer because you're a veteran. This is the last guy, obviously, amongst the Pearl Harbor, USS Arizona. What are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I think it's so sad that we're losing all our World War II vets. We lose thousands of them a day, and but for the survivors of the Arizona, I mean, that was something that stuck with them, their whole lives. And if there's a nice part of the story is that, he'll be buried with his shipmates, I'm sure. They'll put his ashes down there with, however many guys have been added to I think it was almost 1,200 died on the morning of Pearl Harbor. So it's a very moving ceremony when they do bury one of the guys. I don't know if you've ever seen a video of that. The Navy has divers and they bring guys' ashes and they put them inside the ship, and it's pretty awesome to see. And but it is sad to hear about the last of the Arizona survivors now gone.
Yeah, and if you've ever been to Pearl Harbor, it's a great place to go. Andy and I were there and it's a must see. I've been there, thankfully, a couple of times, and it never gets old because obviously you understand significance. Tiffany, your thoughts about this?
Definitely love any historical things. I've always had a thing for World War II, World War One history. Love going to these museums and stuff. So I would love to go to the Pearl Harbor site. But yeah, it's crazy to think of how far we are from that time, yet it's still so real, and the impacts of it are still known.
Candy?
He was 102. In addition to surviving the Arizona attack, he went on to fly over 200 missions in the South Pacific and was shot down twice. He continued on to be awarded with a Distinguished Flying Cross, served on the USS Bonhomme Richard during the Korean War, trained with Army Special Forces, and completed survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training. It goes on. Although it does say that he was laid to rest with his wife, so I don't know that he.
Oh, okay.
There, but I can see. I mean, that would be a hard choice. Where you'd prefer to be? You want to be on this historic site that many people go to visit. It's a very emotional place to go visit. But I would say it should be on everybody's bucket list. You should go there once just to pay respect.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor was surreal. Okay. Yeah, in Finland, you can actually sit down in a sauna inside a Burger King, people. A Burger King. 15-person store sauna launched in May of 2016. You have a sauna room, a locker area, showers, and a media lounge. People in a Burger King. Steve knows I like to talk fast food on this place, and not a sauna. Burger King, to me, reminds me of The Odd Couple with Tony Randall and Jack Klugman. If that isn't an odd couple, tell me what one is, Steve. A Burger King and a sauna? Really? Seriously, really?
Where is this located at?
This is in Finland.
Huh?
Finland.
Finland? Oh, well, of course it has a sauna in Finland. Finland, Sweden, I mean, you got to have that there. And I don't know if I'd want to go to a Burger King, though. If I was going to Finland, I would want to go someplace else. No offense to BK, I love their hamburgers, but if I'm in Finland, yeah, of course I want to do the sauna thing and then jump in the ice cold water. I mean, that's part of the whole experience. But BK, I don't know. But a sauna in BK I think your burger will be a little soggy. That bread will be a little soggy if you're in there. But hey, you got to do what you got to do if you're, I guess people in Finland don't get to experience that very much.
All right, Tiffany, what do you think?
Oh, you are the king of transitions from the from somber World War II last survivor to saunas and Burger Kings in Finland. I mean,
Aren't you having fun,
I'll get
Tiffany?
used to it.
Tiffany, can you handle this format?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm just soaking it all in.
Yeah.
I know. I figured that.
As my Whopper burger would be soaking in all the moisture from the sauna in Finland. So yes, it was great. I'm down for it. I like a Whopper anytime. I'm fine. Sounds good.
And a sauna, a Whopper.
And a sauna. Why not?
Ask your husband about it when you and I and Candy go out. You'll tell us what you think of the topic.
He likes a sauna. He hates Burger King though.
I don't
He's
like
a
burger.
snob.
Well, I haven't come up with one with a McDonald's yet, but if there is one, I'll find it. Don't worry, I'll let you know how to get there. Don't worry. I got a lot of good McDonald's ones, Tiffany. You haven't seen nothing. I'm just breaking you in easy, young lady. All right, Candy.
You can actually reserve it online.
Nice.
I can't make this stuff up. It's downtown Helsinki, Finland. It features a fully functional in-store spa and sauna. It fits up to 15 people. Guests can drape themselves in themed towels and robes and order food and drinks directly to the sauna, where servers will deliver it to you. The space can be privately booked for parties, gatherings, and corporate events. And literally, you can book it online. Like, there's a link, so you can actually book online. But I will say, the one thing I will say is that, and Scott, you and I, at least I have never been, but people have told me if you go to some of these fast food restaurants outside the United States, they're actually much better food than the food that we get here in the United States.
I can attest to that because having traveled exclusively, I mean, the best Popeye's chicken I ever had was in Amman, Jordan.
Really?
And and after eating Arabic food for 6 or 8 weeks, my partner and I, we were on our way home. We got rerouted because of an accident, and we saw a Popeyes, and we went in there, and we each ordered a bucket of chicken. We both polished them off, and it was so good. The Jordanians that worked in the store were just watching us, and they was I'm sure they were talking big smack about us, but they kept smiling like, look at these guys plowing through this, and I thought that was the best chicken I've ever had.
Really? Try Popeye's chicken when you're having a hangover in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. I'm going to tell you that hangover goes by pretty quick, especially when you've had a lot of Pat O'Brien's hurricanes. Forget hangover. You're really hungover, not hangover.
And talk about fast food, right?
Yeah.
Like you've seen the pyramids in Giza in Egypt and the Sphinx, which is right in front of the big pyramid there in Giza. Right, if you're facing the Sphinx, right behind you, 100 feet, is a road. And on the other side of the road is a Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut.
No kidding. Now you might get me tempted to go to Pizza Hut overseas because I'll eat it here. You might be in business there.
Yes, in Egypt, yep.
But right behind. But they better have barbecue on a Pizza Hut out in Egypt to make it different from what they do. They used to have a barbecue pizza many years ago, back in the 70s and 80s, back in Oakland County. I think it was Waterford, where I actually had a barbecue pizza. Pizza Hut was pretty good. By then, I only weighed about 90 pounds compared to where I was at today at 228. So that was a few less calories and a lot. And I was more bony than I am now. There's a little bit of a cushion there.
$283 for 3 hours.
Really? Okay.
That's the rate.
You can buy an awful lot of Whoppers for that kind of money. Have a Whopper and whatever, and yeah, that's not the worst thing in the world. All right. let's talk about our featured topic of the night, because geographically, Hawaii is moving closer to Japan. What do I mean by that? By 10 centimeters every year due to tectonic movements. How about that? Okay. I mean, think about it. Every year, because over millions of years, Hawaii's slow movement of 10 centimeters per year means the islands will end up much closer to Asia than we are today. Steve, what are your thoughts?
Well, and maybe a couple of million years, the Japanese won't have to fly as far when they want to bomb Pearl Harbor again.
Look at Tiffany. Go ahead. You got an answer for this one?
No, I'm trying to actually look up, because remember, there was there's a name for it when all of the continents were in one clump. We all just, big group huddle. First continent. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, if we were all one together, things move, the world moves, things evolve. Like, so it's going to happen, especially with global warming and the way the world changes and the way the humans ruin everything. We're going to do these things. And the plate's moving. I mean, I want to go to Hawaii. Maybe it'll make it easier for me to get over there. It'll be closer. Right?
Yeah.
No, it's moving farther away.
Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah, right. Thank you. No, that's terrible. I want to go to Japan too, so let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can arrange a company trip. Once we grow, see, here's the thing: Steve, Tiffany, myself, and Candy. Once we grow this travel channel, we see if we can get some perks with some of our sponsors. I'm sure Tiffany will find a way. We can sell some ads and we get them to do. I'll tell you, we're just breaking Tiffany in. And we go out there and make the four of us out there, 4 or 5, get her husband out there, see if we get his old lady out there, wife, whatever, come on out there. And I got plenty of microphones to go around. Go out there and let's go out there and pop a few massages out in Japan and sushi or whatever all that business is. Yep. I won't tell. I'd be crazy to tell you about
Pangea. That was the name of it.
Pangea. Yep. Okay. There you go.
What it is?
See, okay. I was trying to think of the name. I couldn't think of it. It was the first supercontinent. Sorry. Okay. I just didn't want to sound like I was crazy. Sorry.
Well, you're on the right show for crazy. So. Is that Candy?
Hawaii is moving toward Japan at a
I haven't had much caffeine today, by the way. I'm still dealing on this painkiller, but I'm having fun. Can you imagine if I get even more of these things? The first thing I asked at the doctor's office, you don't have no morphine, do you? No, I can't give you that stuff.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good, isn't it?
A little pink cloud.
That's it. Yeah. Go ahead, Candy.
So Hawaii is moving toward Japan at a rate about 4 inches per year. Incredibly slow on a human timescale. The Japanese islands are roughly 3,900 miles away. At this pace, it would take tens of millions of years for the Hawaiian Islands to actually reach the Japanese coastline. Furthermore, tectonic plate directions and movements are not permanent. Over tens of millions of years, meaning the Pacific plate may change course long before any collision occurs.
There you go. Okay, well, you know what? Let's stay in the transportation business, because Uber users will soon have the option to book Uber helicopter rides via the app, obviously through Joby Elevation. So get this, now we're talking about one thing moving closer. Now we got them doing that, and it's a startup specializing in electrical vertical takeoff. Let's continue on what they also talk about is the goal is to dramatically reduce the commute times in congested cities, especially for airport transfers and executive travel, and travel that would take an hour on the road to be slashed under 10 minutes in the air. Uber says the rollout will begin in major urban hubs with high traffic density. The move with signals Uber's continue push into the air mobility market, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Steve, what are your thoughts about Uber getting into the helicopter business?
I think it's awesome. And didn't we talk about this once on the show like a while ago about Uber possibly doing that at the Super Bowl? Because, how traffic and everything is so congested at the Super Bowl. Well, I mean, I think that would be, you think about it, you put a couple of helipads near the the stadium for the Super Bowl, or again, with you go to any major city, Atlanta being the worst in the world, but Miami isn't far behind. Try to get in and out of the airport there. The traffic is always backed up. You take a shuttle, a helicopter shuttle, brings you to the airport. Catch a shuttle bus to your terminal. Boom, you're in and out. I think it's a tremendous idea. I'd be all for it.
What about you, Tiff?
Well, Uber's taking over the world anyway, but I mean, I don't know if I'd trust their drivers to fly in a helicopter.
Well, you're not going to get, No,
it's not going to be the same people.
It's not going to be the same dude driving the car. That's going to be a helicopter pilot.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because if that was the case, then yeah, I think it'd be kind of dangerous.
I don't know. They're way too talkative. So, like, I don't know. We'll see. Hey, more power to them. Do the thing. Make money.
Let me tell you, when I used to take a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon, a lot of people thought back then I was too heavy, so I was afraid that helicopter was going to go down. Forget about Uber with the time. And I'll tell you, there was a time when I was out with one of my girlfriends out there, and they made me sit near the middle of the thing, and all these Japanese, because they're all light in the back, they needed me to balance out the plane. And I was like 175 pounds at the time because they were afraid that thing was going to go down. So, I told the pilot, hey, listen, if you're going to need me up there in the front, if you don't make it, I'll be more than happy to drive this thing. Just give me a basic course up there. And the guy said, no, that's okay. I'm good. But you need to stay in the middle of the plane here just because we need you to balance it out. I don't think I got Japanese in front of me. I didn't even know what we had in front of us. But yeah, Uber in the helicopter miss. Okay, we'll see what happens. All right, Katie.
So they actually started it. It's happening in New York City. Flights are available between Manhattan and JFK or Newark airports. The 5-minute flight replaces an hour-plus car commute. And the services also include seasonal routes to the Hamptons. There is actually, Europe does it as well, to international routes serving destinations like Nice, Cannes, and Monaco. It costs approximately $195 to $290 per person. You can travel in a group. You can charter the whole helicopter, accommodating up to 8 passengers, starting for around $2,000.
Okay.
I think it's a cool idea. I mean, honestly, there's so much traffic on the ground that as long as you have, and I put quotes on this, competent people to fly, I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Great stuff. A couple more topics to get to. At least 2, maybe 3, because we're making really, really, really good on time here. Norway allows any.
One last comment. It's kind of like the Jetsons coming to us now. If you think about it, the Jetsons was way ahead of their time.
Yeah, the Jetsons. I'll tell you, how about you guys? That was one of my favorite shows.
Astro.
Yeah. What do you think, Tiff? You remember the Jetsons?
Yes, I grew up on the Jetsons.
Yeah, me too. They were great stuff, weren't they? Okay. All right, so Norway allows any student from anywhere in the world to study at their public colleges tuition free. The reason, and I'll tell you, no lifelong student loans. A lot of people that have to deal with that these days. No $50K a year tuition, just access, knowledge, opportunity, and freedom. Obviously, it shows the gap between countries that treat education as right versus those that treat it as business. And as we continue to say here, okay, you always say wealth isn't about money, but it's about the access to systems to build your future without change of that. Steve, some thoughts
about college tuition?
Yeah, free out in Norway, man. You tell you the reason why this country is obviously way ahead of us.
I didn't. I didn't incur a lot of college debt because I paid for my own way without loans, and plus being in the military, I got a lot of tuition-free classes from being in the military. I got to go to school. Of course, in a manner you're paying for it because you're, giving up years of your time. But and college has gotten ridiculous. I mean, let's face it, kids come out of college now $250,000 to $300,000 in debt.
Yeah,
I mean, that is, come on, that's ridiculous. And like some of these colleges, like they were talking about Harvard, they have an endowment of like $8 billion. I mean, give me a break. It's time that they make schools affordable for everyone to be able to go. And I'm a firm believer they need to bring back trade schools because we have so many kids graduating, with degrees that don't do them any good. Not that I'm against college. I went myself, and I'm a firm believer in education. But at the same time, we don't have people that can build and fix things anymore in this country.
Tiffany?
Oh, actually, a topic I'm really gung ho about. I do not believe in college at all, unless it's for, doctors, lawyers, whatever. Even lawyers, though, I can get most of that on Google. It's fine. But I did not go to college. I believe in trade schools as well. I went to trade school, vocational, and most of what I do, I've learned by doing the research myself. And I think that the way kids come out of school with an arts or a useless degree and it will never, ever make the money that is needed to pay the interest on these loans or ever be able to pay these loans off. It's insane and it's a trap. It's no. So again, we are far behind many other countries who offer at least intermediate, like, okay, if you want to go to doctorate school, yes, that's going to cost money. But after you're done, you're going to make enough money to be able to afford to pay that off. But if you just want like an associate's degree, whatever, like then it should not cost the insane amounts that it costs right now. It's insane.
I'll hand it to Norway. They agree with you. They don't believe in it either. Candy?
Scott, you're right. They don't. Tuition fees, I will give you. Public higher education institutions do not charge tuition even for international students. However, there is usually a small mandatory semester fee, about $30 to $60. But while education is free, Norway has a high cost of living. To obtain a student resident permit, non-Europe applicants must document that they have sufficient funds, typically $15,500 per academic year, to cover housing, food, and other living expenses in Norway. So yeah, it might not be in the form of tuition, but they're going to find it some way. And they live strict academic admission requirements for your chosen program. And many undergraduate degrees are taught in Norwegian rather than English.
Cool.
So it's called too good to be true, and there's no way I'm going to go out there and speak Norwegian. So there you go. So you know what? We're going back to Hawaii.
I don't have a problem with that either. I mean, you're in Norway, speak Norwegian, right? And that that comes back to this country, and we could talk about that for hours. But I don't have a problem with that. The classes are taught in Norwegian, But it is Oslo is one of the most expensive cities in the Western Hemisphere. It's really expensive because I've looked into moving there because I wanted to live up by the Northern Lights,
Yeah. Well, you know what? We were in Iceland, and I didn't talk Iceland, but I'll tell you, I talked to a guy out there, and it's a video that actually we have on our new YouTube channel that Candy's going to promote in a short bit here. And I was talking to the guy, and you wouldn't know. He was doing no talking, but I tell you, with my body language and my animated thing, this guy, it wouldn't know if I knew or he knew. All I know is there was a communication, and it was animated for sure. But not as quite as a cartoon, but, it is what it is. Okay. She'll get to that in a moment. But what Okay, let's forget this tuition thing because we're going back to Hawaii, but we're not going Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, because Hawaii is the only U.S. state made up of 137 natural islands. 137 natural islands, people. Okay, because from the lush landscapes of Kauai to the volcanic wonders of the Big Island, each island tells its own story with a crystal clear waters, cold beaches, and rich cultural history. Hawaii is truly one of a kind of the Pacific Ocean, so there's the adventure business. And the reality of the situation is you got it from it, everything from all that. So, anyways, let's talk about 137 Island. Steve, some thoughts?
Yeah, Hawaii is like, that's the dream spot for everyone to go live, right? The weather's perfect year round. I want to get the job like, that Thomas Magnum had of, being the security guy for that mansion there for Robin's Nest, and Magnum PI, but look, everything, and I've never been there. Everything I've ever seen about Hawaii is absolutely gorgeous. And that's on the bucket list, places to go. We need to go, Scott. Make it happen. Do it,
Steve. You and I and Tiffany and Kenny, we got some work to do.
We'll do a travel show from the Four Seasons.
Hey, make sure you tell your husband about this, Tiffany, because wherever we go, we got to bring him and your kids. And hey, I got Rusty. He'll put on the show. He's my service cat. He'll go wherever we got. If we can get him on a calendar, who knows what we can do with. Tiffany, some thoughts?
Yeah, down. I'm down. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay. Candy?
The Hawaii consists of approximately 1,500 miles across the Pacific. There is 137 natural islands, although there are only 8 are recognized as the main islands. The 8 major islands where the vast majority of the state's population and tourism reside. The other 129 islands are tiny, uninhabited coral reefs and shoals that make up the northwestern Hawaii Islands, and they're largely protected as, oh my goodness, I can't say this name, Pahakakukawa Marine National Monument.
Sounds good to me.
But yeah, that's quite a name. But yes, so 8 main islands, 137 in total. And I think because of the plates and how they shift, it was talking on the last article when we were talking about it shifting toward Japan, that new ones are being created because of when that happens too. So at some point there'll be more than 137.
Okay.
Or maybe some of those tiny like shoals will combine into inhabitable. Inhabitable, is that the word you wrote? Island?
Yeah.
Habitable.
Okay. Uninhabitable. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, inhabitable. It just sounds weird. That's all.
Okay, we got one more topic of the night. If you think this one, we're going to go back to travel though. Let's talk about the 10 safest places on Earth during World War III. And this is coming from Vorkin, Donald Trump. I don't know if we're really thinking about you or not, but I don't know. Let's have some fun with this topic, okay? 10 safest anyways. You know, we're going to start off with Switzerland because they're neutral for over 200 years. Mountainous terrain, has enough nuclear bunkers to shelter its entire population. Okay, that's not good enough. You got Bhutan, declared permanent neutrality in 1971, surrounded by mountains. No country has a reason to attack it. Oh, is that what it is, Bhutan? Okay, I'll take your word for it. You say so. Okay. And then New Zealand, ranked number 2 on Global Peace Index, remote southern location, mountains, farmland, and 0 enemies. World War III, by the way, people. Okay. Please, let's not get there, but you know where to go if we do get there. Antarctica, no government, no borders, no enemies. Thousands of miles away from every nuclear warhead on Earth, just ice and survival. Yeah, nobody's going to attack ice and survival, are they? We talked, Tiffany, about going to Hawaii, but this place, you want to go ahead and tack it in the cold? Is your blood thin? Oh, okay.
I like the cold. I'm good.
Well, I'm from Michigan, so it doesn't matter. We're used to it. She's from Wisconsin. He's from Boston. We have thick blood on this show. Okay, Indonesia declared it will never take sides in any war. 17,000 islands, nearly impossible to invade or occupy. I'll tell you, doesn't this topic make everybody think? Argentina, they produce soccer players, but they also produce enough wheat to feed itself during nuclear winter from every conflict zone on Earth. Okay, and then
great steakhouses too.
Yeah, they don't worry. We're going to have the Argentine Gringo on next week talking about soccer here on Sports Wrap. He's one of my guys from Paul Perry Production. I think it's Fiji, right? Not Fuji, but Fiji, right?
Fiji, yep.
Yeah, they said, okay. 2,700 miles away from the nearest country, dense forest and rich fixing, scores high in Global Peace Index. Okay, then we got Greenland. Oh, nobody's going to bother you up there. Anybody know where to find anybody up there? Population of just 56,000, no military value, so remote that no superpower would ever waste a missile on. I just said that, but great minds think alike because that's what they said anyways. Chile or whatever. I had Chile today. Oh yeah, I had that too over at Motor City Pizza, and we'll get them to be a sponsor, by the way. 4,000 miles long, rich in ops, resources, most advanced infrastructure in South America, far from all wars. And then Iceland, my favorite place. Oh, worry, Tiffany. As long as you're on this show, you're going to get a steady dose of Iceland topics, honey. I mark my word. Here's one of my favorite places. I'll get you, your husband, Steve, and I, Candy, and Rusty, your kid, that's whatever. We're going to Iceland. And I'll put on a show in front of those people that don't understand me. Never fought in a modern war. Number one on Global Peace Index. Isolated with no military threats. There you have it, Pope. So, yeah, but again, neutral. Switzerland stayed neutral for over 200 years. All right, Steve, your thoughts about this list?
It's a great list. I mean, Switzerland is beautiful. You have the Alps. When you talk about New Zealand, all the fans of, Return of the King and Fellowship of the Ring and all that stuff. That was all filmed in New Zealand. It's a beautiful country. Chile, I've been to. And, you have the gorgeous mountains right there along the coast. They have their own awesome vineyards down there. They make great wine. I was a wit when I was down there, a wino in training. So I was well versed in that. Yeah, there's Fiji. You've seen the pictures of Fiji. Sign me up, man. Of course, Iceland. I want to go to Iceland, man.
Yeah. All right, what do you think, Tiffany?
I mean, I'm down to go anywhere outside of the U.S. anytime. The list didn't include Ireland though, and that's where I would basically just get obliterated with the Irish. Oh, he danced away. Sorry.
That's okay.
He was eating some pickled garlic. That's my Irish.
Oh my God. We're breaking her the right way, Steve, aren't we?
That's right.
We're breaking her in the right way. Anything you want to add to this, Tiffany? Got your smiling also.
Let's just go. I don't know. I mean, bring on World War III if that's where we're going. I'm fine.
Yeah, it's just not Antarctica. I mean, I don't want to live there.
It's a little cold there. It's a little bit much.
And there's nothing there. I mean, it's just like a big hunk of ice. And
there's researchers there. I've seen videos. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. See, you know what? You know what's so good, Steve, about bringing somebody brand new on for the first time with all this stuff? What do you think about the reaction of her? She's cool stuff. You can't say you weren't warned that we were going to be different, right? Is this different? Is this like something you've never had to deal with before, being thrown off the wall with all these curveballs? Baseball know from us, so are we.
You're just going to hear nonsense as long as you're okay with it. I mean,
I love hearing your nonsense because we're nonsense. And that's why I say we got we have to get some sponsors so we can make everything that we're doing. And I'm giving all kinds of ways to do it. Wait till you see the last and final topic. It's going to make you crazy. Crazier than the one. Yeah, exactly. And make sure, by the way, when we reconvene over on Thursday and you tell people about your experience on here, this show he loves me on this show and I love it. Well, I don't know if you love it. You'll let them know if you love it. I'll be there to listen to it though. Or maybe I will. I don't know. Yeah, but it comes as advertised. When I told you about this thing, I invited you on. Did I say that you're going to be in for an experience you ain't going to forget?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely, Steve backs it up. Candy, some thoughts?
yeah, as you think about that list, we've been to Iceland. The one thing I will say about Iceland, Steve, you talk about um, places, movies, or things have been filmed. Game of Thrones was filmed in Iceland, parts of it. So there's actually an excursion off the when we took our cruise there. But almost Iceland generates almost all of its power from renewable and geothermal sources. So like it's all within itself. It'd be a little cold. I mean, and I think Switzerland could get a little cold. Antarctica would get a cold. Ireland even would get cold at times, I think. Now, if you're into that, like some of us have already lived in the north and we're like, no, 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 we want to move down south because we don't want to live in that cold and snow. So I could see, trying Chile, with the mountains and stuff like that. That would, but definitely different places to go to. And some that we have not yet been to, which is always interesting and fun to explore.
Yeah, so we had the travel channel.
Argentina too.
Okay. All right. Well, last topic of the night. You thought the last ones were wacko. This one's even what? This is a great way to end the show, though, because Japan installs airport sleep pods, giving tired travelers a quiet place to rest between flights without booking a hotel. Steve, how do you like that one?
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
What do you think, Tiff?
Hasn't there been like those little sleep eggs for a very, very long time that they had in the airports? I don't know. Japan's like 20 years ahead of us anyway, so this is not shocking. I'm surprised they haven't had this for a very long time.
Yeah, it's okay. You know what, Tiffany? Don't say I don't give you anything. Look for your text message and you'll visualize what these things look for.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get one for myself, aren't I?
There you go. Okay, take a look at it, then you give me a response.
That's great.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, isn't it? Steve, I'll send it to you too. Okay, Candy, some thoughts?
They do have them at the airport. They cost around $40 to $50 for an overnight stay. Hourly nap rates and shower-only passes are also available. The pods are stacked in a dorm-like setting and include sleepwear, fresh towels, secure locker storage, and free Wi-Fi. Depending on, now this was at Narita Airport, International Airport. Then at Haneda Airport, they actually have business class ones and larger first class cabins. It includes communal lounge areas, showers, and public baths. Now, I don't know that I'd really want to be in a public bath, but hey, I can understand get a little nap. That would be wouldn't be bad. I could see more and more places. I could see some of the airports around the big hub places where they have problems. That it would be kind of nice to have those in some of those places.
Hey, listen, if you don't want to stay in a hotel, this is the next best way to do it. So, well, that does do it for this edition of City Man Mouse Show. We're not done yet because Candy Evelyn's going to go out there and give everybody an overview of the channel real quickly. And I'll tell you what, this show, I believe, is being streamed over to that YouTube channel as well. So there you go. And she's going to give you some updates on it. Tiffany, I'm looking forward to us helping you not only grow the show collectively, but also now that you're on this, you're going to be getting a lot of travel topics headed your way every single week. And I expect to be on every week because we just got you going here. You're going to get better the more you have to think on your feet. You know what I'm saying? It's okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Now you have something. Now you have a basis to go on. So, Candy, why don't you give everybody an update, give everybody an overview of that. Then we're going to wrap it around. Forcing changes at 9 o'clock. And now I'm just hoping the painkillers make it till 10:30, 11. I don't care what happens after that because I know Rusty's going to work me over because I had to get gloves over at the gas station because this animal's the most relentless animal I see. When you play with him, he just keep coming and coming and coming. All right, Candy, go ahead. Oh, I can tell you stories about that.
South Florida Tribune presents Destination Discoveries Media Network. If you hit the QR code in the top left corner right now, that'll take you to Destination Discoveries Media Network. It is our new YouTube channel where we talk about a destination and what we discover there. So we went to Key West. We found not only like the usual things, the southernmost point, but did you know that they have the southernmost hockey club and a roller derby rink there? They also have all kinds of other little interesting tidbits and places That's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be putting up videos from our time in the different countries. We went to Iceland, we went to Norway, we went to Portugal, Spain, Paris, Berlin, London. Let's see, I'm missing a couple. Amsterdam, Belgium. And we even did a video just on our cruise ship. So we did also on the when we were down in the Keys, we actually didn't stay in the Keys. We stayed at Little Sugarloaf. We stayed at the only hotel in the Keys that is not corporately owned. It was a mom and pop that was now run by the sister and brother. And we did a couple videos there, Scott, and those are going to be up. Those are up on the YouTube channel. Again, it was Destination Discoveries Media Network. Look for it. Subscribe, please, and then enjoy the videos. And if there's a place you want us to go to, you can always email us, and if we can get there, we'll get there. And if it's closer around, that won't be hard. If it's further away, you never know. It might be on our bucket list to travel to.
And with that said, I want to give everybody the regular information about South Florida Tribune as well. Obviously, we've reached we're over the 2,000 subscriber mark as well. We're on, have a lot of great shows. Go ahead, Candy. And the book that we wrote that, by the way, Tiffany's going to get in the next one when I get down to writing it, because guess what? You jumped on board at the right time, young lady. Great stuff.
South Florida Tribune Publishing Company published a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by our host, Scott, the Motor City Madmouth Morganroth. Talks about his 40-plus years in the media business and how it has evolved. Old school media versus new school media. Go get your copy today. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. The audiobook is also out there. There's a link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where there's a plethora of great content, so go check it out. If you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. If you see that red subscribe button in that lower right-hand corner, that means you have not yet subscribed to whichever channel you are watching from, because we are putting this simultaneously on South Florida Tribune's YouTube channel and Destination Discoveries Media Network YouTube channel. So if you see that red subscribe button, that means you have not yet subscribed to that YouTube channel. Please subscribe to both. On the South Florida Tribune's YouTube channel, Monday nights is baseball night, Tuesday nights is football, Wednesday nights anything goes, and then Thursday nights on Sports Wrap, it's either hockey and soccer, or if you want a more laid back, as Scott would say, the country club, come on over and watch Fire Up, which is a show that I produce. And then Saturday mornings, we talk baseball during baseball and football during football season. So make sure you got those notifications turned on so you're notified every time we go live. Back to you, Scott.
All right, see, please let everybody know that you're my co-host here, and tell everybody else too as well.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at SteveB7SFG. I'm a senior defense editor for National Security Journal. I write about stuff in the military. Stuff. There's so much going on right now in the world. It's never a dull moment. I also am a senior writer for PatsFans.com. I've been writing about the Patriots, and for the same folks for this month will be 16 years. So, and we do a podcast there called Patriots No Huddle, and we're getting ready to gear up another one of those, and can't wait till next Wednesday night to come here with you, my friend.
All right. Well, I love having him on. Guess what, Tiffany? Why don't you let everybody know how they get a hold of you? Let everybody know what you do actually for your real job, not what you do on Wednesday night, so that you can go crazy and maintain your nice, what is it, strawberry blonde or red? I don't even know what it is. I can't see.
I don't know. It's like just brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Well, I'm colorblind too, so don't worry. That's one of my many illnesses.
You're good.
Thanks.
I am Tiffany. I founded recently a small business called Eleflock Studio. I build tools for small businesses that help them run more efficiently without, going into different spreadsheets, different things, and have their website and logo and everything in sync. I just want to help businesses grow with that. I've been building websites and brands for 15 years now. So I've been doing it for a little bit. And I love doing it. And my passion is just helping people. So let me help you.
So what kind of phone number, email address?
We can go to elefoxstudio.com, ELEFOX.
Studio.com. Okay, there you go.
Yep.
So there you go. You look for somebody to help build websites. Tiffany's your person. And guess what? You get to see her every Wednesday night. So she'll be able, I'm going to make Tiffany definitely remind you of how to go ahead and promote her websites as well. Because all she has to do is give me her candor every time she has to deal with all these off the wall topics. And we just broke her in the easiest. So the only sports topic she got was Anthony Davis being a guy who needs a mask on because he's getting his head beat.
You're going to struggle with the sports with me. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, you have a personality meant for this, right, Steve?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've had a lot of interesting people on, but Tiffany, we're glad that you are officially a member of the team if you want to be. How does that sound? You happy to be on the show?
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Well, good. You get to see Tiffany next Wednesday night. You get to see Steve, myself, Katie, and who knows? I might add another person or two, less topics. We may go a little bit longer. We may even send the invites out at 7:20 and have more off the wall topic, get more voices in. But this is going to be your core four, anyways, going forward here on the Motor City Man Mouth Show. With that said, on behalf of Candy Ubling, Steve Ballesteri, Tiffany Russell, and she is a champion, and me, well, I'm still on the painkillers for at least a couple more hours. I'm okay. I'm just dealing with my key lime and not having any caffeine, but I get a little bit of rusty later. That does it for us here tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday night on the Motor City Man Mouth Show, Sports Exchange at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you very much for being with us. Tiffany and I, Steve and Candy will be back, and you know who will add. Good night, everybody.